This film was so big and so massive at the time, you couldn't go anywhere without someone going, "Ah!" But there is something wrong with that. Want to know what I mean? Well, watch this video and you'll find out. Join me, Berryman, as I discuss 10 things wrong with Home Alone. Home Alone is a 1919 American comedy film directed by Chris Columbus. The film follows a young boy as he defends his home from two burglars after his family accidentally leaves him behind in suburban Chicago on their vacation to Paris. When it was released, it was a financial success and received such positive reviews, with praise for its cast, its humour and its music. But what have I found wrong with this film? Well, let's find out as we discuss 10 things wrong with Home Alone. Number 10. Forgetting it's a family film. Now, I'm not on about us as the audience. We know it's a family film, especially as it's been around for so long, and we love this film. I'm on about its actors, especially Joe Pesci, who had a habit of swearing in his scenes, to be pulled to one side by Chris Columbus to say, "It's a family film, say fudge or fridge." But yeah, Joe Pesci kept forgetting it's a family film. Whoops. But that wasn't the worst thing that Joe Pesci did. Number 9, accidental child abuse. If I was Macaulay Culkin, I would hate Joe Pesci for the rest of my life, because what Joe Pesci did to that kid was beyond words. Now, it was all in the name of art, so he got away with it, but he deliberately stayed away from Macaulay Culkin. He stayed in character whenever he had to be around him. So this kid was genuinely really scared of Joe Pesci throughout the film. So when they're in scenes together, you know he's actually not acting, because he is absolutely petrified. But that's not the worst thing Joe Pesci did. Now, he has maintained that this is an accident, but at one point when Joe Pesci pretends to bite Macaulay Culkin's finger, he actually did bite his finger so hard that even today Macaulay Culkin still has a scar. Now, I know Joe Pesci didn't actually mean to do this, but it is accidental child abuse. It's not something you want on a film. Number 8, that famous scene. So yeah, there is something wrong with that famous thing. Now, you may notice the berry telly has gone. The reason being is I've got my lovely backdrop and Macaulay Culkin's on that side doing his famous "ah." Everyone knows it, everyone mimicked it, it was fantastic. And it was an accident. Seriously, it was an accident. It happened because Macaulay Culkin was supposed to put his hands down, then scream, but he forgot to put his hands down and screamed, holding his face. But the director thought it was brilliant, so left it in. A child's mistake, not an adult's mistake, a child's mistake made the most famous, iconic scene in Christmas history. Number 7, Toboggan. Let's face it, if you lived in a house with big enough stairs, you would do that toboggan one. I know I would. I'm 40, I would still do that in today's age. However, the problem is, he went out the front door. How? He would have gone down the stairs straight into a wall. But for some reason, he's gone down the stairs, managed to turn a corner, turn again, go out the front door. How did he do that? Because the stairs go, the door's here, and he goes, wee, woo. How? Number 6, pizza. Right, nowadays it's quite easy to do things. You've got the internet, you've got a mobile phone. It's very easy to call for a pizza. But back in the 90s, when you had proper landline telephones, which a lot of people don't even know what they are anymore, how you call for a pizza when the phones don't work? They were already told the phone lines don't work at the beginning of the film. They kept trying to ring the house and it didn't work because the phone lines were not fixed yet. So how did Kevin order a pizza? Any answers? Let me know in the comments below. Number 5, Marley. This is coming up from when I was a kid and first watched this, not as an adult. But Marley scared the sweet bejesus out of me. Seriously, it was the most scariest thing I'd ever seen when I was watching it. I was 9 when I first saw this film. He scared the sweet bejesus out of me. Now, I know that was the intent, but This is supposed to be a kid's film. It's supposed to be funny. I want to be laughing. I want to be cheering. I don't want to be hiding behind a cushion on my sofa because of a scary supporting character. Number 4, slow cops. So when Kevin accidentally steals a toothbrush, he runs out of the shop assistant tells a cop. The cop chases after him for a little bit of a time before they go across the ice. Why couldn't that cop catch a kid? It should have been a 2-second race grab done. But no, why couldn't that cop catch a kid? Any answers? Number 3, traps. Now, I know this has been done to death. There are loads of videos on YouTube about Kevin's traps on the Wet Bandits. But let's face it, even back then, you knew these traps are actually lethal. No wonder you got that Saw theory come out that Kevin McCallister becomes Jigsaw. I love that theory. But yeah, these traps would kill easily. This kid's sadistic. Who else do I know that's sadistic? Number 2, lack of police compassion. No matter what year it is, the police have a duty to serve and protect. And one thing they always like from their officers is a bit of compassion. And the police showed no compassion in this film. Now, I know that the airport attendants, they show compassion, but they can't do anything, but it's not their job to. But the police, they do nothing. They ring up when they're on the phones, pass to this, but it's nothing to do with me, it's nothing to do with me. No, they would have tried to help. The copper that went and knocked on the door, he's been told that there's a kid home alone. He's knocked on the door, it's a prank. No, the police would have done a thorough search of the property to make sure. They would have shouted through the door, they would have done a lot more. But no, they did nothing at all. Number 1, cleaning up. So, the film's nearly over. The bad guys have been caught. The house is a mess. It was a death trap. Kevin then goes to bed, then wakes up, and it's all back to normal. How? Did the magical fairies come and do it? Did the Christmas elves do it? Did Santa do it? Don't know. Doesn't make sense. It's implied that Marley, you know, the scary guy that I didn't like as a kid, he cleaned it up, but in one night. That massive house, bar your brother's bedroom. But I don't, it's too far-fetched, really. Final thoughts. So, what do I really think of this film? Well, it's Home Alone. You've got to enjoy this film. I'm not looking forward to the remake that's coming up on Disney+, but still, this film is enjoyable. It's such fun. It's enjoyable to watch. It was actually fun. You loved it as a kid. You love it as an adult. You love watching it with this film. The music was brilliant, especially as John Williams wasn't the first choice. They had someone else, but they had to drop down. John Williams, they asked John Williams for a recommendation, who they asked them. John Williams watched a copy of this film and went, I want to do it. What a way to get John Williams, really. So yeah, everything, the film looks beautiful. There's some questions of how does Kevin's father afford the house? Go look up some of their theories on that, it's quite dark. But still, it's a good film, you can't enjoy it. It's just not without its flaws. Yes, I'm being nitpicky this week, but that's what I do. So what am I going to rank it? Well, do you know what? It's probably one of the best Christmas films out there, so I can't not do this. 10. Wait, I gave a 10 out of 10 2 weeks ago. And it's not a Disney film, yay! But yeah, 10 out of 10 berries. What do you think? What's your score? Let me know in the comments below. On to next week. Well, let's go on with, let's do Marvel, shall we? Let's do a Marvel film. Want to know what I'm doing? Come back in the new year. I hope you have a lovely Merry Christmas from myself and my family and the team behind Berryman 81. We all wish you a very Merry Christmas. Take care. Bye-bye.